The Green Party wants to learn more about the concerns of Reform UK's voters in order to learn how to defeat its claims. I reckon I could offer a good guess about how to do that right now though. Zack Polanski and former party leader Caroline Lucas have said the Greens need to understand why voters who have been affected by the cost of living crisis are attracted to Nigel Farage's divisive rhetoric. Because they want to explain that the real cause of their anger is rising inequality across UK society. According to The Guardian, Polanski said, Nigel Farage, the Reform MPs, the people who speak for them, are very different to people who might be thinking about voting for reform. They are the exact people we need to be caring about, because when we say people feel left behind, they don't feel left behind, they have been left behind by decades of austerity and by successive governments, by politicians who far too often speak to them like they're stupid. That's if they're even speaking to them at all. Ultimately, we need to reach out with this message of inequality and point out that when multi-millionaires and billionaires are taking more money than ever before, the problem is not someone who is fleeing for their lives and might be travelling by small boat. The problem is flying above our head by private jet. He's already most of the way there. People are angry because they feel that others are getting ahead by exploiting them. They feel the main established parties in the UK, Conservative, Liberal Democrat, Labour, are not worth their trust because they have done little other than offer cosmetic, ineffectual remedies for the nation's problems. For an example, look at Wes Streeting's offer to reduce employer national insurance contributions and drill North Sea oil and gas in order to increase the government's tax income. If somebody is facing insecure work, collapsing local services, high rents or mortgages, impossible energy bills, failing transport or NHS access, and a sense that wealth is flowing upward while communities decay, then they are right to be angry. Reform's political skill is to redirect that frustration horizontally toward migrants, asylum seekers, woke elites, environmental policy, or outsiders generally, rather than upward toward a concentration of wealth and power. This is because Reform UK represents the wealthy and powerful, while posing as representatives of the common people. It succeeds in this legerdemain because its argument offers emotional clarity and a visible enemy. Polanski's argument is essentially that opponents of reform need to replace that story with a more convincing one. You are being exploited, but not by refugees in small boats. That connects very strongly with the point currently being made by people like Clive Lewis, Andy Burnham and others about the UK having become an extraction economy run by rentier capitalists. Once economies shift away from productive investment and toward rent extraction, housing, utilities, privatised infrastructure, financial speculation, monopolistic pricing, people face the constant fear of falling into debt and lose hope that their situation will ever improve. The challenge for parties like the Greens is to communicate an alternative argument in a way that feels immediate, concrete and emotionally resonant, rather than technocratic or academic. Reform succeeds partly through simplicity. You're poorer because outsiders are taking what's yours. So the counter-argument has to be equally emotionally intelligible. Perhaps it should be, you're poorer because wealthy people are taking your money to further enrich themselves at your expense, while offering no material improvement in return. This works because it reframes the political question away from scapegoats and toward economic relationships. Instead of migrants v natives, it becomes wealth extraction v public well-being.